I teach yoga in the tradition of Acharya T Krishnamacharya and TKV Desikachar. This tradition of yoga is very close to the classical system of yoga practiced by many rishis in the past. Unique among this tradition of yoga is the capacity to teach yoga in an individual context. That means yoga is not taught only in a group class but also in a one-to-one class where the individual parameters of every student is considered and an individual practice is developed according to their requirements and needs at that time and at that moment in their life. For example, we consider the parameters such as the age of the person, we consider the job of the person, we consider the constitution of the person, we consider the season in which they are living, we also consider the time of the year that they are practicing in, etc., and other important such parameters, so that a very unique and very specific practice can be developed that will be appropriate just for them. So in a short way we can say that it is like a tailor-made yoga where every cloth is made individually for each person. The same way every yoga practice is uniquely developed for each person. Another unique aspect of this yoga teaching tradition is that yoga is approached in a holistic manner. We don't focus only on the body and therefore only teach asana practices. Asana practice is one of the tools that is taught. There is also pranayama practice, which is breath regulation. There is mudra practice, which are practice of certain specific techniques in pranayama which increase the heat in the body, the agni in the body, the metabolic fire in the body. There are certain methods called nyasa, which are certain placements where we place the hand in different places so that prana is improving in its circulatory capacity. There is also mantra that is taught where we are using our own voice to help a person evolve. So there is also bhavana, visualizations, there is also meditative practices. So a whole range of practices are considered in developing one unique yoga practice for the individual. So in this tradition of yoga, when we say that we are teaching them a yoga practice, we don't just mean an asana practice. It's a holistic practice that is made up of many of these different aspects, and this is also a very unique feature of the teaching tradition of Acharya T Krishnamacharya and TKV Desikachar. My teacher is my own father, the great TKV Desikachar. For me, he is one of the great teachers of yoga that history has ever seen. I was fortunate to study with him ever since I was a young boy, and I have received teaching up until the current day in various forms. My father started teaching me yoga practices when I was a very young boy. And it was in a very joyful way, in a very enjoyable way. And he slowly introduced in a very intelligent and efficient manner different tools of yoga so that I could experience the whole range of tools that yoga has to offer. What is very unique about Desikachar sir's approach is that he integrated the learning of modern era and the yoga's teachings. So he built many bridges between Western medicine, psychotherapy, psychoanalysis, as well as the yoga tradition. He also built bridges between other spiritual traditions such as Christianity, such as Buddhism, etc., and yoga practices. He has met the great Dalai Lama, he has met the great Thich Nhat Hanh, etc., and he has built bridges between yoga and other spiritual traditions as well. His contribution to the world of yoga are innumerable. He has written one of the most important books of yoga, The Heart of Yoga, which is now considered a very standard textbook in most yoga teacher training programs. He was the one who developed the stick figures, the drawings of asanas in a stick format, which is now so commonly used, and he did that so spontaneously and so generously. He did not do any trademark or copyright. Everybody is using it today. He is also one of the great persons who brought the role of yoga therapy into the modern era. His own father and teacher, Acharya T Krishnamacharya, was a great healer. But it was TKV Desikachar who actually brought this awareness of yoga therapy all over the world through his remarkable job by not only helping hundreds and hundreds of people around the world, but also talking about it, promoting about it, etc. So he has done an enormous amount of work in the yoga field, and we are very fortunate to have had his presence in our life. I personally, for me, he has been such a great inspiration right there in my house, where he has been there so many years of my life, and I have learned so much from him through classes with him, as well as through observing how he has behaved with other people. And I consider it that one of the greatest gifts that God has given me, that I have been his son and his student. And even till this day today, through his actions and behavior, I am learning so much about yoga and humanity. So for me, he is one of the great examples of yoga, and he is one of the great references for yoga, and I feel very happy to have learnt under his footsteps. I think yoga can offer a lot to today's society. Yoga can offer health for people, where people can maintain their health through the various tools of yoga. And when I say health, I mean physical health, emotional health, etc. They can be fit through asana practices, they can develop their vitality through pranayama practices, etc. But I also see that yoga is a great tool for healing from different diseases and different illnesses. Through the yoga therapy, we are helping so many people who have so many different kinds of problems, be it physical problems like asthma, back pain, ulcers, etc., or emotional problems, or sometimes even spiritual problems. Yoga can help them in their therapeutic aspect as well. In some cases, we see that yoga is helping them in recovery from these problems. In some cases, yoga is helping them to manage their problems. In some cases where yoga is not able to heal them of their diseases, at least it is able to help them have a better quality of life with the disease. So there's different roles in which yoga can help in the domain of healing. But there's also one very important domain yoga can be useful in today's society, is in the field of spirituality. And when I mean spirituality, I don't mean only religious spirituality. I'm talking about the spirituality of being connected to oneself. Many of us, we are so connected to the internet today that we are so disconnected from ourselves. We are connected to so many things like technology, so like television, like media, etc. But we don't know yet what is going on in ourselves. What is our feelings? What is our emotions? What is our potentials? What is our intuition, etc. And therefore we have not developed our spiritual capacities, and this is where yoga can also help us reconnect with our core, our spiritual core. So whether we are a religious person or not, yoga can very greatly help us in the domain of spiritual development and spiritual transformation. So for me, I always look at yoga in 3 dimensions, and this is also the name of the book that my father wrote: health, healing, and beyond. And when we say beyond, I would like to call it as the spiritual domain. So these are 3 major areas that yoga can help and contribute in modern society. Today I function in different capacities. On the one hand, I teach yoga classes regularly to students in a one-to-one manner, as well as in some group manner as well. I'm also training people to become a yoga teacher, also to become a yoga therapist. So I do different kind of training programs where I'm helping people to become better teachers of yoga, become better therapists of yoga. I'm also conducting educational programs where people can participate so that they develop their skills even after they've graduated some programs. So these are like continuing education programs. I also offer seminars which bring more awareness to the field of yoga. So I'm invited to different places by different people, and I share the teachings of yoga. But most importantly, I also work in a one-to-one capacity as a healer and as a therapist. So many people come to me for healing and for therapy, and I help them one-to-one, looking at them, talking to them, and teaching them practices that are suitable for them, for their illnesses and for their capacities. And this is the greatest joy I have, because when I can see people improving in their health and empowering themselves in their lives and making a reconnection to their spiritual core, this is the greatest joy I have, because this is the gift that yoga has given us, the capacity to help people heal, the capacity to help people reconnect with themselves. Many people have asked me for many years how to train themselves to become a better yoga therapist. There are many options of yoga therapy training available in the world now. This is a growing field now. But one of the things that is unique about the yoga therapy training in the tradition of Acharya Krishnamacharya and TKV Desikachar is it presents yoga therapy in a holistic process, and it looks at the human body which is made up of different layers in a holistic manner as well, and in a dynamic manner that it's changing. So this therapy training is designed to help people not only learn about the tools of yoga that can be used in therapeutic context, but also to learn how to observe the human body and its differences, how to observe the symptoms of different diseases, how to observe the cause and effect of different illnesses, etc., and how to choose the right tools of yoga from the wide range of yoga tools such as asana, pranayama, mudra, nyasa, mantra, meditation, bhavana, etc., and develop a unique practice that will be very suitable for such a context. So this therapy program has been designed originally by my teacher TKV Desikachar, and I have contributed to this as well, and we have been doing this therapy training way back since 2005-6 onwards, and we have successfully completed many batches, and now it's the time where a new batch is starting. So we welcome you all to participate in this program if you are interested to becoming a holistic yoga therapy practitioner in the tradition of Acharya Krishnamacharya and TKV Desikachar. The reason we choose Brussels is because it's a very international city. It's the capital of Europe, and it has a wide range of people living there who are all different, from different nationalities, speak different languages, and this is exactly consistent with the yoga tools as well. There are different tools of yoga which are also impacting people in different ways, but yet they are all connected, and this is why we are choosing to do here. Brussels is also in very easy proximity to many European cities, so people from different countries in Europe can just take a quick flight to come to Brussels and practice. English can be used by most of these people to communicate in and around the city, so we found that this would be the most ideal place to do this new therapy program, and we welcome you all to this program.